In today's video, how to remove negative Reddit posts about your business. Now, Reddit ranks extraordinarily high when somebody publishes content and especially when there's a lot of engagement. This is when it's the hardest. Now, it's especially hard when there are multiple posts on Reddit and then there's engagement on multiple posts and they're all negative. That's where you really have this anchoring or cementing in search results, which calls for a totally different strategy, generally a longer strategy. So it makes sense to set expectations from the get-go. In this video, we're going to look at 3 different Reddit scenarios. That's just a bot malicious account posting some lone Reddit thread, to there being engagement on one post, to there being many Reddit threads and communities discussing negatively about your business. So let's look at the first situation. Let's say somebody's out to get your business. They're a competitor. They write a negative post on a bot account. This is generally very solvable. It's very easy. There are 2 different things you can do. I recommend doing them simultaneously. The first one is to suppress the negative post using press releases. Socials, websites, all those other things help, but press releases, let's say you buy 10 press releases on EIN Press Wire or use AB Newswire, it's a little bit less expensive. Write posts about your business name in the headline, publish and repeat. So once you do that, you're going to be able to generally drop that Reddit post with a combination of content off page 1. In addition to that, head on to Reddit, and if there's no comments on the thread and that account doesn't have a lot of karma, you can then report it many times, and generally, eventually, it will trip up Reddit spam filters and it will just disappear, including the account, okay? Only thing you need to consider, if that person goes back and do it again, you're gonna have to keep doing that, repeating that process. Very annoying, can be expensive over time, but if not, you're in the clear. Situation number 2. You have a Reddit thread and you have a lot of comments on it. It has engagement. Now the chances of a removal are very low. You can still try to remove it. You can keep reporting it, but instead of like 50 to 60% chance of removal, you go down to about 10 to 20% chance of removal. So the chances of tripping up Reddit spam filters are much more difficult because it has real valid engagement. What I would recommend instead is use the press release strategy, but you're going to need more structured media. You're likely going to need other forums, other websites, other posts. You'll need some articles, long form feature articles, which is what we do. But the main strategies are going to be your own owned web assets. So many personal websites. I would recommend even 1 to 3 personal websites. 2 to 3 is in the sweeter range. 4 to 5 is probably even better. Now that takes a lot of time to build out that infrastructure. So I would start with 1 site for the business, another one, maybe a publication theme site for the business discussing insights and ideas, maybe another one for reviews. But Google, again, if you write your business name reviews, they're aware of that strategy and they will not rank that site very well. We've tried it, has not worked in the last few years. We do not recommend it, okay? But what we do recommend is now taking a longer approach, like a 6 to 8 month approach, and how do we generate really what would be a tremendous media campaign. What I recommend doing actually is using other social platforms to generate real life-like conversations. I would use Instagram. I would run an ad. I would get the video to 100K views, okay? You can do that in a low CPC country like Bangladesh. Okay, you can get like 100,000 views. I would do this again on Facebook, and I would generate lots and lots of comments on each of those posts. So Google can see, okay, this video has 100K views, it has 65 comments, and then they can start to pull that in and slowly drop Reddit. But that becomes expensive and time consuming, and you'll need a very robust strategy to do something like that. Now, we found it was very easy to suppress Reddit before, but now it's much harder. So if you're in that third situation where you have multiple Reddit posts and Reddit isn't just showing as one conversation in Google, but it's showing like 1, 2, 3 conversations, it's going to be hard to rank above it and suppress it very quickly. And we found very recently, just within like the last 6 months, that it's becoming even harder to suppress Reddit. So if you're not having luck with it, well, pretty normal. I would say keep trying, keep publishing new links, keep working away at it, never give up. And if you need help, book a call by clicking in the description down below. My name's Nadernejad, Director of Nadernejad Media. Thank you for watching.